Hi everybody, MJ here. Just getting situated here. I had a little problem with my audio just for a second. I want to say hi to everyone and welcome. Welcome to Taiwan, the real Taiwan. Now, take my mask off. Sue Me, how are you doing? Wow, good to see you. Nice to have you with us on Twitch. You can see my glasses are all fogged up here from my mask. How you doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? How's everything? How's your family doing? All right, yeah, good to see you. First comment we got on Twitch. We're actually broadcasting on 5 different platforms at once. And let's see, we have... good. Yeah, we're fine. Everything's good here. Phoenix is 10 years old now, for crying out loud. She's doing some fun stuff. She went horseback riding last weekend. I got a few pictures I want to show. But we're simulcasting on Facebook, on YouTube. Hey, there's J-Boy on YouTube. Thanks for joining. Okay, Facebook, YouTube, you can see, everybody can see the comments from the different platforms. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, except for Band. I'm also broadcasting on a private site called Band. You can look for the Real Taiwan on Band. We're broadcasting on D-Live too. Dean, fist bump to you. How's it going? All right, thanks for joining, guys. I haven't been off a couple of weeks, and we're on Twitch. So is that right? So that's YouTube, Facebook, D-Live, Band, Twitch. Yeah, that's it. All right, and we have people watching on every single platform right now, except for Band. It looks like, well, I can't see Band. And we had one Facebook user pop in, but they're usually just, I don't know, they don't stay very long usually. All right, I haven't been on for a while. I haven't been feeling too hot, actually. And I don't know what it is, but I guess it's just related to getting older and drinking and not doing anything wrong, just, I can't do what I used to do, I guess. That's weird. I'm going to have to check and see if you aren't somehow accidentally banned. I don't know. I have accidentally fat-fingered a band before. Yeah, thanks, J-Boy. I've been doing a lot of music production. My studio has been busy. I'm doing some stuff for a guy named Paul Clark on the Pacific Northwest coast of the United States. And it's happened before. I had to actually have somebody contact me offline on another platform because I accidentally fat-fingered him on Periscope. And as you know, with Periscope, you can't, once you're running, you can't leave the app and go fix it and come back. So it's not like prison where you can do other things. You can leave prison in the background. It's just some pretty incredible stuff. But anyway, getting back to, I've been doing lots of mixing and things, but with Paul's stuff, I've actually been doing like drum replacement. And the last tune he gave me to mix, the drum tracks are just not even usable. There wasn't even like a snare drum. So it was easier for me to just, because they're playing live, right, in the studio. And it was just easier for me to tempo map the entire tune. Like every 2 to 4 measures, wherever the kick drum is, I stretch the grid. And so it microscopically shifts, which is normally what happens. But now I can sync my drum machine to it, and it sounds like a real drummer playing along with the band. So I'm actually writing some drum parts for this tune. So all this stuff takes time, so I appreciate it, bro. Thanks, man. J-Boy, you've been one of my biggest supporters since way back when, beginning actually. So if I ever get to India, you and me, man. Yeah. You can show me some cool Indian snacks. There's a ton of them. Some cool Indian food and old muck. You better believe we're going to be having old muck and anything else I get my hands on. I gotta tell you, so far, I haven't had many, but so far every Indian liquor I've ever had has been just amazing. So, let me show you what's been going on. We're going to talk about a little bit about food. So, yeah, exactly. So, it's going on 7 years. It's a long time. Just some dishes I had. This is a dish I went to the Thai place and I asked them, "Can you guys make me some soup?" Because I didn't, a lot of Thai soups are spicy, and I wasn't in the mood for something spicy. So this is basically just a nice salty and kind of fatty soup. That's ground pork in there, and there's bits of cilantro and some celery and some other leafy vegetables. And this was just what I needed, man. It wasn't too spicy, and it wasn't heavy at all. It was just amazing, though. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know, believe me. Dave and I have these conversations all the time about how we can bring back some kind of app. Now this, you see the red light? This place has like a disco light, and it shines. And I took a picture of this plate like halfway through. It doesn't look very appetizing, but I'm going to tell you, it really, really is. If you look over on the left, you see some meat that has like lines in it. That's not fat. That's actually very light cartilage, because those are pork ears, pig ears, and pig ear is just superb, especially how they smoke it and how this was cooked here. And everything on this plate is really good. There's some pieces of smoked duck on here and other pieces of pork meat from like the tenderloin. And this was great. I had this at the same Thai place. But then the boss, because we were with a bunch of guys who were drinking, the boss brings this out. That's some soda water cans on the left. You guys have no idea what this is. That's a pair of chopsticks down the lower right. But that is Taiwan style sausage. Now, Taiwan sausage has its own unique flavor. It's a little bit on the sweet side. Dave in Osaka's had it. A lot of people travel here and have had it. And Taiwan sausage is known around the world, and I understand now you can get it in a lot of places in other countries now too, so they export it. But what the Thai chef did was they sliced it and they cooked it in a dish like it was Thai sausage. So you see there's lots of cilantro, there's garlic, there's hot pepper in there, there's white onions. Man, this dish was like, this is a common dish. See, there's a pair of clean, serving chopsticks in there, and you just put your bowl up to it and use those chopsticks to serve, into your personal bowl. But I got to tell you, I wanted to just take this whole bowl and eat it. It was phenomenal. I can't tell you how good it was. And this is a place that often gets, well, not often enough for me, but they often get that Isan flavor. Thai style sausages you guys have heard me raving about from northeastern Thailand. So yeah, this was really something. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're also on Africa TV. For crying out loud, let me see. Oh, let me think about this. Go YouTube, Facebook, I'll say Africa TV now, and Twitch, and then Band and D-Live. Holy cow, we're broadcasting on 6 platforms simultaneously. And we do have comments from Africa TV, and the last time I was on, we had a very, very cool gentleman, I assume, I actually didn't ask, from Korea. And so, it was quite amazing. And so there you go. All right, now, it seems that for some reason, my RTMP service just quit. So it seems to me like I believe that the D-Live stream has just been aborted. So I'm going to turn off the D-Live chat box, but that's okay because we still have, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Africa TV all capturing comments from all of those platforms. So I don't know what happened. Now, Thai people are a lot of fun, and we're drinking with some Thai guys there, all eating and stuff. I don't really know these people. They're just local guys. And there's a very popular entertainer, guitarist, singer, songwriter named Sek Loso. That's not his real name. That's a stage name. S-E-K, and the last name is Loso, L-O-S-O. And he has a huge following. And so this Thai guy actually had, looks like a prison tattoo. Hey Ken, Rod, fist bump to you, bro. Good to see you. So this Thai guy actually tattooed Loso on his hand. That's how much he likes Sek Loso. So any of you guys, you know, who really like my music, you can just, you know, you can just tattoo MJK, and it won't even take up all your fingers. You know, don't even have to use your pinky. Now, this is a famous shot of me here, and I was just goofing around with this. This is my blinky glass, my LED glass, and it bit the dust this past weekend, and it broke. The bottom fell out of it, and can't take the. Don't do it, Sue. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just kidding. And then, so I ordered 2 more. And the new one that came is even better. The contacts work better. And I got to tell you, the thing shines really bright, so I don't have Wendy tonight. I'm going to debut it on another show. But I also got, which I don't have pictures of yet, I also got some LED ice cubes. They're not really ice cubes, but they look like ice cubes, and they float. And they have little contacts on the bottom, and as soon as they hit liquid, then they start blinking. And so if you don't have a blinky glass, but you just have a regular glass, you dump those in, suddenly it's a party. And they also have LED coasters, so it will light up an entire bottle. So I'm so rapidly becoming like the LED man, you know, and with everything else I got in my LED glasses, which are right over here because I don't leave the house without them. I'm going to be using them in my music videos because I haven't seen anybody else do it yet. I got to hurry up. But one thing I want to mention about these ice cubes is that apparently I can't open them and replace the batteries. Hey, Matthew Fistbump. Hello from Taiwan. Thank you. How's things going, man? Thanks for joining. You know, it's the middle of the day for you, and you're running a bakery, so I appreciate taking the time to join us. This is an inconvenient time for you. Thanks so much. So, I can't open these up. Yes, that's funny. I did look on YouTube at some of the reviews of these things, and they do make a style that the contacts are actually screw heads, and you could, you know, the Phillips screws. So I'm going to look for some of the kind that you can undo. But apparently, these last for about 18 hours, which, okay, let's be real, it'll probably last about 5 or 6. And then apparently you throw them away. I only got 5 of them, and they're really cheap. They're about 30 cents a piece or something like that. Here's the thing, though. I find those ones that have the, you know, the replaceable batteries, right? If I bought like 100 of those things and bring them over there, all those things, like the LED drinking glasses, the LED face glasses, you know, the coasters, the whole thing. I get all this stuff and bring a huge box down to this Thai place. I could clean up. Now, I told you guys a story, I think. You know, everybody knows his LED glasses, and if you want, I got them right over here. If you want, I'll put them on now, if you want. I like wearing them a lot. I think they look really interesting, and I saw the fact that there was a sci-fi movie that had like a cyborg housewife, and she was in her cubicle recharging, wearing a pair of those. I said, wow, they got like $1.50 prop. It looks so futuristic. But I had the extra pair of those, and I brought them to the Thai place, and the Thai guy wanted them. He wanted them so bad that he was going to offer to pay me for them. And I said, no, I'll tell you what, just treat me, you know, eating and drinking tonight. He said, okay. And he did, like, for like $10 worth of food and and drink and stuff. I was like, wow, I should buy more of these. Because they only cost, well, I think it was 59 NT, which would have been about, just about $2 US. All right, let's go on to the next one. Now, we took Phoenix to a horse farm called Neptune. It's an equestrian place. And that's my 10-year-old daughter Phoenix there on the left in the pink with the blue hat, a blue helmet. And it's funny, they don't actually let you ride the horse so much. And they walk you around, and you actually only get 2 laps. I was kind of, the horses were magnificent. I was kind of upset. But here's the thing. This is just so typical. Everything is English tack. And they showed this magnificent horse. And the rider was riding around the track, and he was pulling hard on the reins down because to keep the horse's head down. The horse really can't look ahead. He's looking down because they want this prancer kind of a look thing. It's all for show. This all comes from royalty. War horses and work horses aren't like that. I was telling the lady I've never ridden English tack. I ride Western tack. When I used to live in the States, I graduated high school in North Carolina, and one of my high school friends, her family owned a farm, and they used to board horses, and the people who owned the horses allowed other people whom the family trusted to ride them because they need to be exercised, and people who own horses don't always have an opportunity to exercise their own animals as much as they need to be exercised. So yeah, I had COVID. I had COVID back in June, and a couple days later, my wife in Phoenix got it too. And so the Western tack, though, I mean, you got a saddle horn, and you can like put a rifle roll, a bed roll. I mean, you can put a coil of rope on it, and no, it wasn't bad at all. I'll tell you about it in a second. So this English tack to me is useless. You can't do any work. These are not work horses at all. And if I had a horse, I'd want to be able to ride Western tack and be able to do something with it. But anyway, I got one more picture of her. She's kind of closer to the camera, and there she is there. Beautiful chestnut horse, kind of a medium size, but animals are all very, very well behaved and didn't seem to be spooked by much of anything, which is really good. We've got a bunch of kids around, but yeah. One more thing I want to show you. This is my box of supplements, and I put my Bragg apple cider in the front. She is pretty confident. I asked her if she was scared, and she said no. J-Boy, I always have these conversations with my daughter about things like don't be prey. Don't act like prey. Hang on a second. I'm going to check my audio level. Hang on. Okay, level 1 seems good. I don't want a clip. I tell her don't be prey. And I also told her that a horse can tell whether you know how to ride them or not. They know whether you're scared, or they know whether you're in control or not. And if you don't act like you're in control, they will run away from you. And I've had that happen to me when I was in North Carolina. I used to ride this very spirited horse. He was 7 years old, beautiful animal, named Poncho. And, there are times on the trail where they know if they turn to the right, they're going back to the barn, but I want to go to the left, and Poncho would fight me. No, I want to go back to the barn. No, Poncho, we're going up here. I was climbing up a ridge, and doggone if he didn't rear up on me on the incline of the ridge trying to get rid of me. I just reached down and I grabbed a hold of the hair on his mane, and I said, if you're going to throw me off, I'm taking a fistful of this mane with me. And he settled back down, but I jumped off him. When I got on the top of the ridge on the flat ground, I jumped off and I grabbed the reins right at the bit, and I ran him in a circle so tight that his nose was practically touching his tail. I just ran around, and then I instantly reversed it and went around like 10 times. He hated that. And the other thing that he hated was he hated getting a whip on the side of the neck with the little flying tips of the reins. And so I never had to do that. All I had to do was just hold that knot beside his head where he could see it with his eye, and then he realized I was going to give him a whack if he didn't shape up. All right, so this is, anyway, I just want to tell you, I take apple cider vinegar every single day, and I put sea salt. You got to, or they'll hurt you. That's their nature. So I have like a beer mug, and I put sea salt on the bottom of it, and I put some of the Bragg, excuse me. I go through a bottle like that about every 3 weeks. And then I pour, spring water, soda water, filtered water. Today I poured like half boiling water and half filtered water. And it made a nice warm drink. But the sea salt actually makes the vinegar taste a lot better. It's a great combination because everybody likes salt and vinegar potato chips, right? But the thing is, the sea salt gives you minerals too. And I have to make sure that I have all my electrolytes because that's one of the things that prevents my heart palpitations, my arrhythmia from kicking up. So anyway, that box represents over 30 different dietary supplements that I take. I'm supposed to take them every day. There are days when I just forget. I get busy, excuse me. So anyway, I don't think I have anything else new to show you. Everything else I got is from before. All right, that's cool. But anyway, working on new tunes. I did a little drone flying. I don't have those clips downloaded yet because I flew over the market where I did the old Taiwan Live TV classic broadcast 2 weeks ago. I did the premiere, and that was the Hukou Market. About a week after, I flew my drone down that road, just right over the top of the market with the camera aiming down real slow. So I got some footage of that. Excuse me. Shot at 24 frames. I used an ND filter so I could match the frame rate with the shutter speed, and I think I got some pretty cinematic footage. I reviewed the cached file, but I just haven't gotten around to downloading it from the drone yet, or from the SD card, because I've just been so busy with this music stuff. But it's going okay. It's going well. All right. So here we are. I've got to figure out what's going on with DLive, because if you go to my DLive channel, you see a replay of me at my kitchen table holding my phone for 45 seconds just to make sure that it went to the that it made it to the platform before I went live tonight. And so it was working, but I don't get it. We've been having conversations with Jake, the team leader for Prism Live Studio development for the Android platform, and I gotta tell you, we don't know what's going on with DLive. But DLive, I guess, I'm just broadcasting there because it's low-hanging fruit. The deal is actually with DLive that unless you're a member and you pay, it's just like Twitch. Your live streams are deleted. At least Twitch keeps them for 2 weeks, I think. DLive keeps them for 3 days. So I'm thinking it's not even worth it. By the way, see what this is? Let me see. This is sparkling mineral water, believe it or not. Yep, and it says it in English too. this is a word for mineral spring. And then those are the words for like CO2 infused water, bubble water, those last three letters. See, cheap houseway. So anyway, I got this across the street at the Simple Market. So my sinuses are bothering me. I did a nasal rinse this morning with xylitol and colloidal silver, and boy, it helped a lot. But when I get back to the house, I'm going to have to do it again. This reminds me, Clay Jewell, Clayjoule, just how it sounds. He's been dominating the charts a lot lately, and he's been asking me to collaborate on some things with him. And he very kindly just offered to send me some essential oils, and I've been using them. And one in particular, I think I mentioned this the other day. One in particular that he gave me is really cool. It's a combination I've never seen. It's camphor and I do too. Ken, there must be a big lag, huh? I'm guessing you typed that about 3 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Nothing we can do about that. He gave me an oil that's camphor and cinnamon mixed. And you guys know how I love cinnamon. And you drop some of that in a bowl or in a diffuser, and boy, oh boy, it really does something. I'm sorry. I'm gonna check and see if you're blocked on YouTube. I'm sorry. That's if you are. That's terrible. So just now, okay, good. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Sue. Hopefully, we'll see you. I mean, I'll probably see you next year. Okay, but that's only a couple weeks from now. So, all right, Ken, that's good. I'm glad that glad we don't have a huge lag. Looks like the lag is only a couple of seconds. So I got some of that stuff. I don't even know how you say it in English, but it's Y-L-A-N-G, like Elang, or Elang. We say Elan in Chinese, and that is a really good oil for stress relief, and that's what I need. So my wife got me a bottle of that tonight. So I got a couple diffusers, and Phoenix has a diffuser in her room now, and she's using that because it makes her feel more awake and cognizant when she's doing her homework and stuff, which I think is really great. So, me, I just want to sleep better and relax. So I have been using, believe it or not, you guys can get this too in the States. There's a famous oil called green oil. There's another one very similar to it called eagle oil. If you go to places that sell like Chinese pharmaceuticals, a place that might sell like Tiger Balm, for example, should have those. Those are menthol and camphor. I believe green oil is like 50-50, but I'm pretty sure it's like 100% of a combination of those two oils. I'm just not sure what the ratio is, but it's really good. I put some of that in the oil diffuser with the cinnamon and camphor. Of course, the green oil has camphor in it too. It was a camphor bomb, and I got to tell you, it seemed to do real well for me when I was trying to sleep. So, if you have trouble sleeping, you might want to try a little green oil in your essential oil diffuser. Now, I'm going to tell you something kind of funny. I love languages, and I think about languages, I think about words all the time. Words have meaning and so forth, but yeah, it's a little more pure than Vicks Vapor Rub, but it's kind of along the same ideas. I think it's a little more, I think the word might be spicy. But well, back in the States, when I was on the road, I would sing in all these clubs, and they're full of cigarette smoke, and I don't smoke. And sometimes I do 3, 4, and in some engagements I would do 5 sets a night. I would sing 5 45-minute sets a night. I carried a steam vaporizer with me on the road in the bus. I took it in every hotel room I ever stayed in. Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably it. Although they're all chemically derived. We can't fool ourselves. If they're essential oils, it's different, which I'll get to in a second. Sorry, I'm just. It's cold out here too. I used to take sheets off the bed and little thumbtacks, and I would make a small room just for myself. And I would sleep on the floor or put a mattress on the floor, and I would just slather, starting like underneath my chin, all the way down my chest. I'd strip down and just cover my whole chest, throat, and abdomen with Tiger Balm, so that's all I smelled. And I'd plug that vaporizer in, and I got to tell you, it did wonders. I would wake up in the morning, and I would hack up all this stuff, from the night before, all the club smoke and everything, and my voice would be in amazing condition. And that's one of the ways I kept myself healthy on the road was doing the vaporizer thing, and I don't do that anymore. I should, but the steam, the mist machines that do the cool mist, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as a steam vaporizer. And the steam vaporizers always in front of the output of the steam jet. They've got a medicine cup, and that's where you can put your Vicks Vapor Rub if you want. They also make liquid stuff. There was a Vicks vaporizer liquid that you put in the water for the steam vaporizer too. And there's electrodes in the vaporizer, and sometimes there wasn't enough conductivity in the water. The water wasn't hard enough, wasn't enough mineral content for the electricity to conduct well enough to boil the water into steam, and you have to put like a pinch of baking soda in there. But I didn't have much luck with the Vicks Vapo Steam, I think it's called. It's a liquid, because I found that when I put that in the liquid, it didn't make the steam as strong. Like it interfered with conduction and the boiling. It's a good idea. I found that if I put I had a big jar of it. I'd take a big, lump of Tiger Balm and put it right in. I just scrape it right onto the medicine cup of the vaporizer right in front of the jet, and the Tiger Balm did amazing stuff. And Vapo Rub did amazing stuff too. I like the Vapo Rub on vaporizer better than I liked it than putting it on my throat or my chest. I like the Tiger Balm as a topical application better. I just thought that the Vapo Rub worked better, with steam. And the other thing too is just do the old Crocodile Dundee. Pour a kettle of water in a bowl and put a towel over your head. And that worked good with both Tiger Balm. I've done that with green oil too on the road, and boy, that was nice. And also Vapo Rub, that works good too. But you got to be careful, because you don't want to use anything that like a bowl you're going to eat out of or have to cook with, because it's hard getting all that residue off of there. Once it gets melted from the hot water, it's kind of a greasy mess. So with the vaporizer or whatever I used, it was part of just like kept it like in a kit. Kept it in its own box, took it on the road. It was kind of just for that purpose only. But talking about words and things, when you look at the word essential, that has come to mean necessary. Like if you're looking at, let's just say like the liver. If you're studying about the liver, it'll say things like, the liver is essential for life. You can't live without a liver, right? But when you're looking at essential oils. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but I thought that somebody decided, oh, these oils must be, necessary oils. And then I realized, what a dummy. No. It's because they are essences. They should be called essence oils, but things that are of an essence in nature are essential. So I was like, for years, I was thinking it was something else, and I was like, oh man, because there are various ways of doing it, but basically they're very concentrated. If you take like some lemon essential oil and you put it on your face, on your skin, it'll burn, man. But lemon essential oil has a lot of anti-aging properties that are good for skin. And I have a wonderful avocado lotion from a company called Australian Creams. I should get a sponsorship for that. Australian Creams has an avocado moisturizer that is off the charts. It's fantastic, and it smells amazing. And I take some of it. It's got a screw-on, jar. It's a big round jar, and I take a bunch of it on my fingers, and I'll put a couple drops of essential oil, the lemon, in with it, and then I make sure that I mix it up, because you have to. Essential oils are concentrates, and you have to dilute them. And it's recommended that you dilute them with other kinds of oil, like MTC oil, or even some vegetable oils like olive oil. I really don't want to do that. I had this avocado. See, after I wash my face or defoliate, and I use the Arc 5 and I shave, and I want to moisturize my skin, I use the avocado lotion, and it does a fantastic job. But I add a couple drops of the lemon and mix it up really good in my hands, so it's not concentrated in one area. And I use it on my face, I use it on my hands, and I use it on my arms, because I'm getting old man arms, wrinkly skin. Okay, almost 67. And I got to tell you, you can feel the lemon tingling, but I've noticed a dramatic difference in my opinion. Just the 10 minutes after I put the avocado lotion on, excuse me, with the lemon oil, it's it's tighter, it's toned, it's amazing. So I recommend that. Really, I love that, because I've been putting a few drops of essential oil, in the shower. Of course, it can make it slippery. You got to be careful. But really, I gotta see if they gotta have those. Yeah, I bet it does. What are those called? And I you can, if you find those, you can put a link or the information. I realize you're busy right now at work, but yeah, let me know. I'm going to see if we got those in Taiwan. I can probably get those from Shopee. That would be fantastic. I'd love that, and so would my daughter. She'd be popping one of those in the shower all the time. That's a really, really good idea. It's an excellent idea. So yeah, there's a lot of amazing products that people have invented, and some of them are just, it's hard to believe, but yep, and they work, So yeah, there it is. I love it, man. Now, one thing I haven't done is I used to have all my bumpers on this device, and I cleaned them all off. So I gotta put them back on. But now the ring, you saw the title, and you saw the thumbnail. I'm just going like, Rain has been, I mean, the last 2 weeks has been raining on and off. Rain today, yesterday was a little bit sunny. It rained last night, it rained the night before, and just on and off, on and off. It's a bad time of year to visit Taiwan. You want to visit, you have a little bit of rain in April, but not as much. Shower melts? Really? Alright, I'm going to check that out. Thanks, man. I'm going to check that out. I bet I can find those. I'll have to translate that into Chinese, but yeah, I could do that. You know, search for it on our local shopping app. So I'll find, maybe if I find a brand name, though, they'll have the brand name in romanization. Because you buy any brand name like DJI, you can just type DJI and things like that. You know, you can find them in the Chinese apps. But anyway, so gosh, didn't have them too often, but I lost my train of thought. Oh well. It'll come back to me. No problem. Oh, of course. So the weather's been really crappy, but it's been on and off, right? And so it's harder playing something because you want to go outside. I brought my drone with me the other day when we went somewhere. Yeah, thanks. Brought my drone with me the other day and went somewhere. And when I got there, it was raining. I was like, okay. And when I left, it was sunny. So, but that's how it's been. But it's not the time of year. You want to come to Taiwan after the middle of April, and then it's fantastic. So there are some people that want to, you know, I'm talking with now about visiting Taiwan. Several people, and there are some people that I know that are in Taiwan that haven't come up here to visit me yet, but they're going to come back and. Fortunately, they'll be able to enjoy that weather. But called Melaleuca. Oh yeah, okay, I've heard of that. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. I can find that then. Thanks. That's all I need to know, man. And it's permanently etched on the and it's burned on the screen. It's great. So yeah. I haven't felt much like live streaming. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and it's nothing to do with you. Just the weather's been lousy. I haven't been feeling so good. I'm not losing weight like I wanted to. I'm really angry about that. I tried to do some more fasting. I did a week fast, and I dropped about 5 kg, but I couldn't maintain it because I wasn't feeling well. I've been feeling depression for some weird reason, and it's a cyclic thing with me. You guys know that. Know me for a long time, and that has to do with my NutraSweet poisoning that I got, years ago, and phenylalanine and the whole thing and all that mess. I'm not going to talk about it again, but anyway, so hopefully I'm looking for some sunny days. And I got a record that I absolutely have to finish. The one with my daughter and I just got to do it. I just got to stand the microphone. I got a beautiful tube microphone. I got to stand it up and do it and just sing it, but I just haven't felt like it. So that's one of the things I'm using these essential oils for. And I got a, in fact, I'm going to pick it up tonight. It came down to the 7-Eleven. I'm going to put one of the mist vaporizers for the atomizers for the essential oils, and put one of them in the studio. So when I'm working, I can have some of the benefit of that too. And that because I've been just slaving, man, over the DAW. Now here's one of these. Wrong side of the road. One of these guys on these electric bikes, and he's got his lights off because he's trying to save power. Man, oh man, idiots. He's got a helmet on, so at least when somebody crashes into him because they can't see him, at least there's that. Man, oh man. And when they turn the corner, they turn on the inside, on the wrong side of the road, and do a big diagonal to get over to the right side of the road because they think they're being slick. Every time I turn left, I'm telling you, at this corner in front of Jar Jar, every time I come out from my house down this road this way, and I turn left, every single time there's a damn scooter that comes up behind me. Like I'm trying to go, imagine this, I'm trying to go like this, and the scooter tries to cut on the inside of me, right, on the wrong side of the road, and they end up having to slam on brakes. Because either they're going to run into the side of me because they're idiots, or there's a car coming on that side of the road. And on my parking space is beside my house. You guys have seen pictures of that before when I talk about parking incidences and people blocking me and stuff. And so many times when I'm pulling out of my parking space, a motorcycle will come around the corner in front of my house, hugging the wall, and as soon as they see me, they're startled and they go on the correct side of the road. They hug the left side. I'm waiting for one of them to whack me because I have a dash cam. As soon as I start the engine, the dash cam comes on. So I'll have absolute video evidence that this moron came around the corner on the left side of the road, and this is not Thailand. It is crazy. This is not Japan. This is not Indonesia. This is not Malaysia, Hong Kong, or any of the other places I've been, the Caribbean, where they drive on the left. I've driven on the left. Kind of like it. I got really used to it in Thailand especially. I drove on the left for a week in Grand Cayman, but I drove on the left for like months at a time in Thailand. It was great. The hardest thing to get used to is the windshield wipers. The first time you get in the car, you can sit down and go, oh, steering wheel's over there. Okay, so you get out and walk around, right? The gas and brake pedal are not reversed, because that would be weird. But the turn signals and the windshield wipers are. So I can't tell you how many times I go to take a right turn, and I turn the windshield wipers on, because the stock is on the other side. So that's what you got to get used to. But I have had incidences here where one of these scooter riders was on the wrong side of the road, so I said hello to them in Thai. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. I go, well, and I changed to Chinese. I go, well, you're from Thailand, aren't you? Because you're driving on the left side of the road. Over the head. Don't get it. Don't get it at all. The other big problem we have here is nobody maintains those electric scooters. Now, they just passed a law. Colin just passed a law. I actually need to download one of these infographics and show you in my next live stream, but they all now have to have license plate numbers. They all have to have insurance. Nobody under 14 can drive one, but if you're 14, you can drive one, believe it or not, without a license, but you have to have a license number because up to this point, they could just hit you and drive away. You got no way to identify them unless you can tackle the person and take their ID or something. Who wants to do that? A number of these people have been involved in accidents. They got no money. They got no insurance. But they've recently been upping the safety requirements and the registration requirements, and you're not allowed to modify them because a lot of guys have plastered LEDs all over them and done all kinds of modifications. They all have to be undone now. And they get fined, heavy fines, if they do that. They started out with a certification sticker that they have to have. But who knows if those are fake or not? I don't even know. But they just said that now any new bikes have to have a license plate. But if you if you have one of these, they call them mini electric scooters now. They're not calling them electric bikes. They're not making any pretense that they're bicycles anymore. This is one right here going by. They have 2 years to get a license plate with a number on it. It doesn't seem very smart. Anyway, but at least they're enforcing that. Now, behind my house is a brand new walkway I showed you guys one time with nice lights and things. It's great for walking, except you can't walk on it because everybody rides scooters on it. And there's a big sign on both ends that says no electric bikes, no electric scooters, and it's in 4 languages. It's in Chinese, English, Thai. Wait a minute. It's in Chinese, English, Thai, Indonesian, and Vietnamese. It's in 5 languages. 5 languages, it says. You're not supposed to write. And I've pointed to people. I go, can't you read? And, they scoff at me like I got a problem. But I used to call that the Vietnam Highway because it's scooters up and down it, and they're not supposed to. And they come right beside my house. And there's a ramp that goes down from the sidewalk up to the street. And the ramp is painted green. And green in Taiwan means a pedestrian walkway. So how you say that in Chinese is you say that's a zhou dao. That means it's a walkway. And I've yelled to these guys, 这里不是马路，这里是zhou dao. This is not a road. This is a pedestrian walkway. And they don't care. Just blow me off. When they first put those signs up, they put Jersey barriers up, but the Jersey barriers aren't close enough to stop the scooters and bikes. And so a lot of people have, I don't know how they do it, because Jersey barriers are heavy, but a lot of them have been moved. Somebody has moved them. I don't know how. They must have hooked them up to a cable and dragged it with a car or something. But what Taiwan typically does on areas where people walk and they don't want scooters is they will install a low stainless steel tube bar. The tube is literally about this big around, maybe a little bit bigger. And it just goes like wherever they don't want scooters, and it bends and goes into sockets in the ground. Sometimes you can unlock them and pull them out if you want to let traffic through. And you put it back on. Like all the bike paths, the major bike paths, have those on them, but the ends of them are far enough apart that you can get a bike tire through, but you can't get a motorcycle through. And that's what they need to do down there. There's one place that I saw that was so bad, a pedestrian walkway was getting overrun with scooter traffic that they actually put a turnstile in, the kind that where you've got like a revolving door on one side, and as it goes through there's no way you can get anything through there. At least they put one down there. What I want to do is, because it's right beside my house, my daughter can't even play back there. She wants to jump rope. I have to go back there and supervise her in the back of my house and tell her, okay, stop. There's a scooter coming. And the scooter comes by and we yell at them. This is for walking, and they don't care. The first week they put those signs up, the police came down there and gave people a ticket. I saw them give like 4 or 5 tickets. That was it. And they've never been back since. Lazy. Cops are lazy here. So one day I flew my drone, took off from the roof of my house, and I went over to that intersection and I just parked it. And I shot a time lapse, and you just wouldn't believe scooters in and out, scooters in and out. I should probably send that to the government. Actually, my friend Michael Turton told me that the way to get things done in Taiwan is to embarrass the government or individuals on Facebook. And so I guess if I did, I could shoot, heck, I got enough batteries to keep my drone in the air like an hour and a half. I could shoot a successive, like 3 30-minute long the recording would be 30 minutes, but the actual time lapse, of course, would be considerably shorter. But I could shoot 3 30 or even maybe 40-minute duration time lapses showing all those vehicles going in there illegally, and stitch it all together and post it on Facebook and tag the Hukou police and Hsinchu County government and maybe even the president Tsai Ing-wen and see what they say. That'd be pretty interesting. Because it's not just the migrant workers. And, it's not picking on just the migrant workers. They all do it. Everybody does. Motorized, gasoline, IC engines, internal combustion engines, electric bikes, they all do it. And they're not supposed to. But what I'd like to do, I'm not going to do it. But what I'd really like to do is do like my dad used to call midnight requisition. I can see what they if they do anything. My dad used to tell me about midnight requisition in the military, right? You know what that is. I'd like to do some midnight construction work. I'd like to go out there on one of these rainy nights. Not too many people are out between 3 and 4 a.m. and brick it up and paint it like bright orange, so you can't miss it. Make it, put reflectors on it so it's obvious, so nobody who's like used to going in and out of there all the time wouldn't just automatically turn a corner and smash into it. Just put some reflectors on it, make it nice and bright. But I swear I would like to get some cinder blocks and cement the thing up and paint it and make it look like it was done by the city. And I'm guessing nobody would do anything about it. I'm guessing nobody would say anything. If I make it look like the city did it, nobody will call the city and report it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would say, hey, Some people might complain, but then the people in the city are just going, I don't know what you're talking about. And confusion is good in that case. I don't know. Whenever you do something like that, you have to make sure that you don't inadvertently do something that's going to hurt somebody. Because if it was really dark and they turn the lights off in the back after midnight, if somebody were to head into that wall and it didn't have like reflectors on it or anything, like I would put like a reflective strip all the way across it, so there's no way you can miss it. But yeah, I don't think anybody would crash into it. They would just come around the corner and suddenly have to slam on brakes and go, oh well, too bad. The other thing they don't have in Taiwan that's always irked me is they do not have dead end signs. That's a nice looking Volkswagen Caddy. I can't tell you how many times I've been. Yeah, I could. Because I could just basically duplicate the wall that's there. The wall that's there is actually poured concrete pillars with ironworks on it. And I could put an ironwork gate up. Of course, I'd have to pay for it. But in our consortium, we have factories that make these ironwork gates. They look fantastic. That'd be the thing to do. But I don't know. I guess people just open it or something or tie it back. I think bricking it up. I think bricking the thing up with cinder blocks is the way to go. Then it's like final. Then somebody has to come and knock it down. Yeah. I could tell my neighbor across the street to make sure that his security cameras malfunction between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. on a certain day. And yeah, that would do it. And then I can make sure that my security camera malfunctions at the same time. And we'll blame it on a UFO because there's lots of UFOs in Taiwan. So we can do. We can just say a UFO flew over or something, and that would work. But yeah, bright paint, strip on it, and maybe a copy of those signs that say you're not supposed to ride on there. Might do it. The biggest complainers would be the people, I think, too. Because a lot of, especially the ladies. Thanks, Ken. I appreciate it. I'm doing okay, man. I'm just going through a little bit of a strange patch, but it's cool. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks. You have a good day, man. Take care. It's mostly ladies walking to and from the factories, Filipino ladies, and They get off really early in the morning, so they're walking through there between 6 a.m. Then I got another group that comes through at 8 a.m. I think, and then in the evening they're walking through there. But they could just walk down this road. It's just one block over, so. But maybe a turnstile. They have a very unusual gate. They probably have them in the States, but when I lived in the States, I never saw them. They have a gate that's made out of stainless, and it's made out of tubing, and it's bent so that it comes out of the ground, and it's too narrow for a scooter to go through, really. But then it kind of bends out and then bends in, and gives room for people. It's big enough for people to push a wheelchair through. You can fit a wheelchair through it, but you can't fit like a motorcycle through it. It's pretty interesting. And they have those a lot of times on ramps, like handicap ramps, like where my wife's parents live. You know, there's a stairway, and then right beside the stairway is a nice, easy, sloping ramp, and they don't want people driving motor scooters up there, so they put that thing in there. And what it is, I know what it is. That's what it is. It goes in at the height of a motorcycle handlebar. That's what it is. But the bottom of it, you know, and then your head can go through. So a person sitting in a wheelchair, these things would clear their shoulders and clear their head. But if you're on a scooter, it would hit the handlebars. That's how it works. Okay, now I remember. So you could wheel a wheelchair through there, it's fine. And you could even push a wheelchair through there, it's fine. But you can't push a motorcycle or a bicycle through there because it hits the handlebars. Pretty smart. Something like that down there would work, and that would make it look really official. I don't know. I guess it's probably not a really good idea to incriminate myself on YouTube by telling you what I'm going to do. So I just want to make it clear that I have no intention of doing any of this stuff. I'm just musing and just blah, 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 talking about it. There's another one. No lights. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to do this for a few minutes. Okay, that's the intersection. Okay, and we got the full view there. And we're just going to count the idiots. I think it's a pretty good view. Okay. All right, yeah. So we got our wireless mic. We can just sit back and, you know, it just doesn't affect anything. We have a nice signal tonight, 2500 kbps, 30 frames a second. Doing pretty good. And Prism capture is working excellent. And I'd like to welcome everyone on Africa TV. If you're watching now in Korea, please say hello. And I'd appreciate that. Now say hello to you guys. Now here's one. There's the lights on. Cool. And he has a helmet. Cool. Okay, score one. Here's another guy coming crossing the road from the right. And it looks like he has a light on. And he has a helmet too. But he's got a back seat. And you're not allowed to carry passengers on those. They're very adamant. Gasoline-powered scooter. So I sound like a sportscaster here, you know. Going to be Johnny Most. Parrish passes over to Bird. Over to McHale. He fiddles, he diddles. Remember that guy? It was really hilarious. Okay, this guy has his lights on. Didn't sound too good. Here's another one. He has his lights on. So we're looking good. This guy's got helmets on. Lights on. Looks pretty good. There's that caddy. That caddy has been going around the block 3 or 4 times. That's like the 3rd time he's been through that intersection. He must be looking for something. Beeped his horn. I don't know why. Let's see what's going on here. I think we got another one coming up. That might be a gas scooter. I think it's a gas scooter. Is it? Yep. See, the only thing that's going on really with these electric mini bikes is they're not actually replacing gasoline scooters. They're mostly being driven by migrant workers or other, like, young kids, you know, that don't have driver's license. Now, there's one, no lights. See, look, no lights. No lights. Look at that. And you saw that idiot style turn he made, didn't you? You saw that, where he went on the left side of the road. He went like right over there instead of going over here and around that way. So, okay. It's idiot number one. Now, I've seen 3 or 4 so far. But what I'm saying is they're adding to the traffic. They're not replacing the traffic. So every one of these guys that you've seen that have been driving by here tonight, I would be willing to bet money that not one single one of those guys is, yep, caught one. Not one single one of those guys is actually Taiwanese. They're probably Vietnamese. They could be Thai, could be Filipino. A lot of Filipino guys ride them too. But who knows? Yep, that'd be something on there. Okay, so this guy's got his lights on, good. But he's got a little back seat too, and that's not good. Because they will go ahead and, I mean, see, here's how it used to be. You know, men always have to compete for women. You know, the guy's got the biggest car, or the nicest car, or the biggest bank account, or, you know, you name it, right? And so it used to be that, especially the Filipino guys would be taking their girlfriends out, and they would have a pair of pegs bolted on to the rear axle, sticking out. And so their girlfriends would just stand on those 2 pegs, and they would put their hands on their boyfriend's shoulders, and the women would always stand up and ride on the back of a bicycle, and their boyfriends are pedaling them out and they're going out on a date. That's how it's been. Like, it's almost a tradition. It's been that way for years and years, right? Now, though, if you want to score, you got to have an electric bike. But then the government said no more passengers, because people were getting in wrecks and not wearing helmets and no insurance, and it was a bad thing, very, very bad thing, right? Oh, see a left turn? There's another lousy left turn, but they didn't even stop. See, in this direction here, that's a blinking red light, but that direction there is a blinking yellow light. Of course, nobody stops anyway. But yeah, I mean, when I pull up to that intersection and the traffic lights are off and they're in blinking mode, I stop and I look both directions. I want to make sure nothing's coming. I see people that just blow through there. We may see that tonight. We may actually see somebody just blow through there. I'm going to have to do a live stream where I'm not on camera at all. That was a larger motorcycle. That had a different license plate color. That's over 550 cc's. That was a bigger bike. I'm going to have to do a traffic live stream where we just sit here and see what happens. I can orient the phone for a little bit better view, and we can just kind of do a let's see what happens kind of broadcast with narration. That would be interesting. Yeah, it would be. If I caught a collision, it would be pretty epic, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's doing. I have no idea what that guy was going to do. I thought he was going to take a leak. I'm pretty sure I saw that guy a few minutes ago. I mean, before I went before I went live. That's the same guy. He was with a group of people over at Mr. Wu's barbecue, and that guy was talking so loud that it hurt my ears. And a group of about 5 guys, they drank probably 20 bottles of beer. So he looks like he was staggering. But for a second, I thought he was unzipping his pants, and I thought he was going to walk over to that grate. So that's what, yeah, exactly. So I wanted to turn the camera off. That's what he looked like. Okay, so here we go. Illegal, right there, illegal. Guy's got his girlfriend on the back. Those aren't Taiwanese. Those are migrant workers. Okay, so you saw that, right, guys? Yep. I was in my car. See where that car is right there? That car right in the middle of the intersection? I don't know why he's parked there. I think he thinks it's a red light. Yeah, he just figured it out. Yeah, I know. Those small ones are cool, but you don't need much more than that. 49cc is pretty good, you know. It won't carry a whole lot of weight, and you're not going to win any speed records, but you get quite a bit of endurance out of that. So I was stopped at the stoplight right where that car was once, and a Vietnam guy was stopped in the intersection at night with no lights on. I told my wife, I said, watch this. I rolled down the windows. This is Hukou, Andrew. This is Hukou in Hsinchu County. So I told my wife, you did. Oh, you did. Yeah, well, it's pretty light, so I imagine it probably fishtail light. Okay, illegal right here. 2 people, electrics. Yep. 2. Okay, everybody had their lights on just there. 2 people. That's illegal. So you're in Miaoli. Okay, cool. Yeah, probably about. I think you probably know where this is. I'm about an hour from Sanyi, so yeah, nice to have you with us. How long you been in Taiwan, man? Always, I'm assuming you're an expat from your name, but yeah, always nice to see another expat. So I rolled down the window and I told the Vietnam guy to turn your lights on, and he just laughed. And I'm like, why are you laughing? Turn your lights on. And he wouldn't do it. So I told the guy, I said, well, somebody's going to hit you because they can't see it. 4 months, oh, that's cool. Well, tell me, how do you like Taiwan? Miaoli's kind of an interesting place. What brings you down in Miaoli? Because most foreigners go to Taipei, obviously. I think I'm the only foreigner that's never actually lived in Taipei. It's the only one I know of. In February 5th will be 19 years for me in Taiwan. February 5th will be 19 years. Okay, now here's a scooter. It's got all kinds of lights on it. See the LED lights on the ground and stuff? Now he's got an audio indicator, an audible indicator for turn signals, which is cool. But he was, fully legal, lights on and stuff. But hey, there you go. Yeah, okay. Well, you can probably make more money, depending on what you do. Depending on what you're doing, you can probably make more money in Taipei. Lots of gas scooters, though. And local time here is 4 minutes after midnight. Yeah, these are all gas scooters. One of those was an indigenous brand electric scooter called Go-Go Row. Hey, I don't name them. I just call them Go-Go Row. And they have charging stations all over the place. And how it works is you just slide your card in, your prepaid card or a credit card, and you pull a battery out of the rack, put it in your scooter, and put the old one in the charger. And some of these chargers, depending on where they're located, if they're in a large metropolitan area, they might have 4 or 5 charging bays and have like 50 or 60 batteries, which is really cool. So don't usually have to wait. On the next block, at the 7-Eleven on the next block, there's one of those charging stations. So if I had one of those scooters, which I won't get, I don't drive scooters or motorcycles in Taiwan. I got a car and Yeah, so I'm not taking my family on a scooter. It's bad enough riding a bicycle, but yeah, it's a good. Wow, I thought we were gonna have some accident action right there, but that car driver was pretty sharp on the ball. Um, it's good to know that they've got a pretty robust system for battery exchange, you know. Okay, going left there, that was an electric bike. He's got his lights on and a helmet on, good. What I was saying though, is a lot of times, see, the migrant workers, they don't have as much money, they don't have disposable income, and these things are pretty costly. They cost usually about between 900 and 1,500 US dollars, and the other thing is, they don't understand the maintenance. So, maybe about a year ago, over here at the Jar Jar store, during the evening when it was open, okay, I was walking to the store, and just as I was pulling up to the store, these two Vietnam girls pull up on one of these electric bikes, and she squeezes the brake handles, right? And it lets out this blood-curdling screech. That's a Go-Go Row scooter right there that just passed by on the left. I had to put my hands over my ears, man. It hurts so bad. And you know me, I'm a mixing engineer, okay? I need those ears, and believe me, I wear earplugs around here almost all the time. And so, that guy was so loud going by, unbelievable. So it's just this terrible screech, you know, from brakes. And so I asked her, I said, do you know what that sound means? And she looked at me, she goes, no. And I says, it means it's maintenance time. And she looked at me funny, so I said it again. I said, it's 保养的时候. It's maintenance time. And she's like, maintain what? And I'm saying, the brakes. Because you can't stop anymore, right? And she was admitting that she was having trouble stopping, but she didn't equate. That's an electric bike right there, and he's legal. He also had a little trunk on the back, which is cool. She didn't equate not being able to stop easily with this strange, bizarre sound that the motorcycle was making when she applied the brakes. So that's the other thing, is that a lot of the maintenance isn't being done. Now, there's another aspect too, because the migrant workers have 3-year contracts. So let's just say a guy works for a year, saves some money, and he buys a scooter, and then 2 years later he has to leave Taiwan. Well, everybody knows when everybody leaves. So he says, okay, I'm going to sell my scooter. It costs 40,000 NT, and nobody wants to buy it, because they'll wait till he's packing his bags and putting it in the van to go to the airport, and then they'll offer him 3,000 or 4,000 NT, and he has to take it. Or he says, you're my good friend, you can take care of it for me, okay? So here's the key, and you can ride and stuff, but I'll be back in 6 weeks or 8 weeks when I re-up my contract and I pay the broker and I come back. And he comes back, and I don't know what happens to him. And here's one that's tricked out right here. It's both of them, actually. Lights on and helmets, good, way to go. But I don't know what happens, but they always get stolen. Guy comes back and the guy says, geez, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but your electric scooter got stolen. So, yeah, pretty amazing, isn't it? So, any way you look at it, it's a bad investment unless you live here. Because you can't take it with you. They're not going to take it on the plane and take it back to the Philippines, you know, or wherever. Wow, that was weird. These guys would be riding together, but I thought they're going to hit each other. All right, here's another electric bike coming up. And he's legal, lights on and helmet on, good. You see a lot of these scooters with the fabric soft case on the back. Those are food deliveries, and the pink ones are a local company called Food Panda. They also have Uber Eats here. My wife prefers Uber Eats because the app is easier to use. My wife's Taiwanese, and she has trouble understanding the Food Panda app, believe it or not, so it's crazy. But you see the Food Panda guy right there. They're looking at this building. That building is being remodeled on the bottom floor. That was a steakhouse for probably 12 years. And I don't know what happened, just went out. If you can read Chinese, you can see that the last two letters, you know, up there say steak. But anyway, Food Panda guy's looking. I think he's looking for that place. That's the old Xiaohui's. That was an electric bike right there on the left. That's the old Xiaohui's that he's at right now, and it's become an absolute dive. Xiaohui is actually back in Taiwan. She lives on my street. She went back to Thailand for at least 10 years and did a bunch of real estate stuff there. And she had a new baby and came back here to Taiwan. She bought some buildings down the end of the street, and it's probably going to put another Thai place in when the contract runs out for the current tenant. There's another bike. So we only nailed a couple of them tonight, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to sign off for the evening, and I want to say thanks to everyone who joined. And nice to see you, Andrew. Welcome to the Real Taiwan, where I show real stuff going on. Listen, you guys, take care, and I'll see you probably on Sunday. And I got a lot of more. Gosh, I got so much studio work to do. Thanks, J-Boy, fist pump. I got so much studio work to do, man. I got like so many mixes to finish and stuff. And, yeah, Andrew, you know, please join us again, okay, man? And I'd like to hear more about your story, and you know, don't be shy. So you can contact me on Facebook, MJ Klein TW, or you know, leave a message on our community here. So Matthew, fist bump to you. Thanks so much. And I know you're busy, Matthew, you know, with the new bakery and stuff. So I really appreciate you taking time, because it's not exactly a convenient time slot for you. You know what I'm saying? So some guys riding a bike. There's, I don't know, that just struck me as funny. I think those are. I think I heard him talking Thai. So. Listen to work. Okay, there you go. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one of these where I am going to do, because it's been raining, I'm going to do the drone work I was saying, and do a long time lapse down at the end of my street and catch the ones that are going into the sidewalks illegally. I'm going to put that together. As soon as I get a nice day where I can put the drone up for a couple hours and let it, you know, let it do its work. But I want to plan a live stream where we just, wish I had a counter, but I would like to do a live stream where we just show the traffic and see what's going on. Maybe the neighborhood Nissan GTR will make maybe it'll make an appearance. I don't know. Let's see. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you so much for joining. And we'll see you on the Real Time One. Bye-bye. We're going to say 再见. Wan An. Thanks for joining.